Adjusting colours with Photoshop is pretty straightforward. So like always, we start off with a new file first. So new file, and we're going to make it A4. We're going to make sure the resolution here is 300 pixels per inch so that it can print well. And we're going to click create. Then we're going to open up the scan of the texture that you've taken. So file, open, find the image and click open. We're going to drag the little tab off so it hovers over, move it to the side so we can see what we're doing. We're going to make sure the move tool is selected here, and then we're going to select and drop it onto our document, and then we can close it. So you can see how small it actually is because the scan is quite low resolution. But this is okay for demonstration purposes, but you want to scan it as high a resolution as possible. So we're just going to change this part of the page here. So make it nice and big. Like that, and double click. So let's cut some of it out first. So making sure that your texture layer is selected here, we're going to select the polygonal lasso tool, and we're just going to click, just create an edge around the watercolor, like so. And with it selected, if we press Control and J, it will duplicate that part of the layer. So you can see it now, it's just that part. So we've always got that one to go back to, but we've got our selection here. So what we're going to do is change the colors of it. So if we select Control and U, that will bring up the Hue and Saturation. If you can't remember the shortcut, you can go to Image, Adjust, Hue and Saturation. And then what we can do is change this slider, the hue, and this will change the colors like that. So you can change the colors. You can also change the saturation. You can turn the lightness down, the saturation up, and we can move through to try out different colors like that. Now you'll notice with the penguin here that as I go through it, the penguin changes too. So let's cancel that. What we can do is make a selection. So if I press zoom right in and then press the space bar, I get the hand, and I can just click the canvas up. And then again, with the polygonal lasso tool, we can just, with a feather of 2, which means it's got like a slight blur on the selection. The higher the number, the bigger the blur. We're just going to click, just nice and simple around the edge here. It doesn't have to be too neat because this is for development, and we're just trying to try out different colors. So we click and move, we click and move, we click and move, and then it's selected. But at the moment, only the penguin is selected. So if I press Command and U and change that, you can see only the penguin colors are changing. So if we cancel that, with it selected, we need to inverse the selection so that everything is selected apart from the penguin. So what you do is you go to Select, Inverse. And as you can see, the little marching ants go around the edge of the picture now, so you know that you've selected the outside of it. And now we can zoom out to see. Press the space bar to get the hand and just drag down, and then we press Control and U. And now when we change it, it only changes the green. It only changes the bit that's actually selected. So we can turn the saturation up like that. That's quite nice. We can make it really bright like that. You can change areas. So if we wanted to make some text, I put in the text tool and I type in, if I type in George, like so, let's select the text, we'll change the font. Change the font to something a bit more. Let's change it to that. So we've got the word George there. Let's make it bigger. That. What we can do is if I press the control button and hover over the little icon here, you can see the cursor has a little box around it. That means it's going to make a selection. So it's selecting the shape of the text. We can turn that off, go back to our texture, make sure it's selected and press Control J to duplicate. And now we've got the word George in that kind of dirty type. So there you go.